I've been doing panels for about 7 years about the damage that has been done by piracy, fan subbing, and digital downloading on the internet. When I first started doing that 7 years ago, I was accused of everything from saber rattling to lying to save my job. Which is funny, I make less than the lady that says hi at Walmart, but that's okay. And in that time, a lot of really bad things have happened. We've lost Genion, which is one of the, probably 75% of all advertising dollars in anime. If you notice, very quickly after Genion's demise, I'm still early this morning, or woke up too early. I don't have enough sleep, whatever. But shortly after demise of Genion, we noticed instantly magazines stopping printing. The first was New Type. Right after that was Anime Insider. Genion did make up 75% of the advertising dollars in anime, so losing that company was a big blow to the anime industry. And then who can name who was next to fall?
Was it Central Park Media?
Well, Central Park Media had its own, like, there was a time that we thought Central Park Media was gone, and then they weren't, so actually the next major player to fall was ADV. And that is a huge, like, devastating blow as a fan to me, because that's who I started watching with. That's how I saw Dragon Half. That's how I remember when you had to buy videotapes that were either subtitled or dubbed. And this panel really isn't about those companies anymore, because those companies don't exist and will never be back. A lot of people call the company that I work for in Houston ADV Neo or ADV 2.0. I assure you it's not. You'll never see the letters ADV on a DVD ever again. That's a different company. It does different things. I'm excited to still record there. We worked on Halo Legends there and some other weird stuff that's about to come out. But I'm excited that those people still have jobs, but that company doesn't exist anymore. What I'm really here to talk about in this panel, and this panel was kind of an offshoot of the fan subbing panel, because at this point in the game, people either realize that fan subs and piracy are hurting the industry, or they're turning a blind eye to it because they don't want to be called to the carpet. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to fight about that anymore because it's irrelevant. Either people are doing the right thing or they're not. What this panel is about now is about fandom itself. In the last 7 years, over the course of these panels that I've done, fans said very specific things had to happen before they would back the anime industry, which I think is weird. I'm an anime fan. I back the anime industry, period. I want to see anime, so I have to buy it. But there were things that people would claim as part of their defense of why they downloaded anime. Can anybody remember any of the arguments? What are the arguments people give you for the reasons they download anime?
Poor subtitles.
Poor subtitles. What else?
It was faster delivery.
Super fast delivery. They would complain about it took too long to get things here.
It's too expensive.
Too expensive.
It's not licensed. So
not licensed. Well, yeah, I'm going to talk about that too. Yeah. That's funny. I'll talk about that. It's so totally not free in Japan. Yeah.
There's titles you just can't buy or rent.
Yeah. Well, and the unlicensed thing I'll talk about briefly as an off note to some of this. Yeah, did somebody over here have one? Nothing? Okay. There were things that, and along with those arguments, there were just a few basic arguments that were always given. It was too expensive, took too long to deliver. People wanted to be able to download it. People wanted to be able to have it in digital media format. People didn't like the subtitles. They said the subtitles were inaccurate. People complained about a list of things, and over the years, the anime industry listened. Can anybody tell me where you can get anime for free now? Crunchyroll, YouTube, Hulu. It's not really free, but Netflix, if you have a Netflix account, oh my God, is there a ton of anime on Netflix suddenly. There are even incentive programs that anime companies have given to clubs. They'll give them free anime in an effort to get people interested. Oh my gosh, there's a giant, you just missed a giant blood drop walking down the hall.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, the anime industry has given everyone free, because that was one thing. People were like, well, I want to be able to watch it before I buy it. So there's that. There's an online model. They wanted to be able to download anime. Where can you download anime now? iTunes, cheap too. There was a sale not too long ago that the $1.99 episodes went for 99. I don't remember if it's. I don't know whether it's still on or not. Yeah, Amazon. You can download from Amazon. Anybody else? 2. I can't believe gamers in the house. Get your hands up. Come on.
Oh,
Xbox and the PlayStation thing. And now you can now you can watch Netflix on Wii. So I guess you've got it on all gaming platforms. But you can actually download them and keep them on your hard drives on the PS3 and the Xbox. If it's on Netflix, it's not a download. It's actually streaming media.
Okay.
And that is the difference, because people wanted to download and have their anime, like have it in a digital format, and that is available in 4 places that I know of now. There was a while ADV tried before they went out of business or before they declined, the ADV Universe, and it was an online store. They tried to do that. Their problem with that is they could never make it multi-platform. It was Windows only, and it was a weird Windows Media Player version that didn't do right. So there's 2 things. People have asked, and they suddenly receive things, and it's funny because I work in the industry and I see the people that work in the offices and I know what they're trying to do. I've watched Lance Heskell sit in this very panel or in the fansubbing panel and write down what people were saying, write down the arguments people were having. The thing that probably makes me the most upset is the quick delivery. Funimation has done multiple simulcasts now, where we are viewing, as an anime fan, I can't even fathom this. When I was first started watching anime, I couldn't imagine a day that I would ever see something anime related at the same time it was being aired in Japan. Right? Older fans, like, it's just impossible. It was like years. It was in some cases, like with Kodacha, many years. But the idea of seeing something almost immediately is unheard of. And yet, in the last 1.5, 2 years, we've seen a lot of it. ADV did it once with a show called Girl Power. I think the first one that Funimation did was Shikibani Hime, and they were doing it immediately, as soon as it was released in Japan. Who can tell me what happened that kind of effed that all up for all of us? Yeah?
I believe Funimation accidentally made public one of the episodes before it aired.
No, that's not how it happened exactly.
Well, I mean, by made public, I mean not published, but accidentally had it on the server.
No.
No?
Someone hacked into their server and made that available to the public a lot before it was supposed to. And it aired before it aired in Japan. To a Japanese company, that's a really big deal. You can imagine that. And it's taken years, like literally years of hard work to get the Japanese companies to trust the American companies to try digital media. Forever, the Japanese companies, the studios, the distribution houses, have been terrified of the internet. Great, totally true story. My friend Taliesin Jaffe, who's the director of Hellsing, said that he and Jonathan Klein were called into a meeting and they figured out how they could make the new Hellsing Ultimate, totally successful. And they were like, wow, we're all ears, tell. And the plan involved getting the internet shut down for 2 or 3 days. That should give you an idea of how Japanese distributors and animation companies feel about the internet. They feel it infinitely responsible for their loss of revenue. So Funimation takes a chance. Funimation builds a bridge to this, and look at what happens. Does anybody know what happened recently with ANN, Anime News Network? Exact same thing. Exact same thing happened with Anime News Network. I am so disgusted by those activities. I think that if I could find the people that did that, I would not act very professionally. In fact, I might need bail money. I think it's absolutely counterproductive that someone would do something for the lulz and to have bragging rights that they got something on the internet before it was about to happen, because it came at a cost to all of us. We don't get to see anime. And you know, like that show that happened on ANN, they halted streaming that immediately, and that show is not available now. When it's the publishing company itself, I could care less.
Okay.
It's their product, and they can do anything they want with it.
Okay.
When it's some person trying to just have bragging rights, because that's what fansubbers do. They sometimes, admittedly, there was a really interesting interview that Zach Bertsky from Anime News Network did not too long ago, interview with a fansubber, and the dude absolutely admitted that sometimes they rush translation and put out shoddy translations. These are the people that supposedly get it right all the time, in an effort to have bragging rights to say they got it on the internet first. So we kind of are our own worst enemy in some cases.